So the John Lewis Voting Rights Act is the #1 priority of Democrats in the Congress. They're so desperate to pass it before they get creamed in the midterms, or in order that they won't get creamed in the midterms, they're threatening to abolish the filibuster, which would change Congress forever, make it very different from what it is now. So if this bill becomes a law, the federal government would have total veto power over voting in every state. It doesn't matter what the states do. The federal government, the people in charge of it, would basically be able to rig any election if they wanted. States would have to go to the Congress for permission to do anything. This is a huge change, probably unconstitutional. States would have no authority to require voter identification, for example, or registration at the polls. Voting ID laws in many states would be suspended immediately. States would not even have the power to dictate where the polling places are located. Under this bill, states would also lose control over redistricting within their own borders. This is a huge deal. It sounds kind of complex. Democrats are smart enough to know if they control the way that elections are conducted, they control the outcome of the elections. They're not stupid like the other party. Victor Davis Hanson is a senior fellow at the Hoover Institution. He's the opposite of stupid. He joins us tonight to assess this. Professor, thanks so much for coming on. Give us your evaluation of this bill, if you would.
Well, first of all, remember, this is in reaction to the declining popularity of Joe Biden and his agenda. Remember, after he was elected, we were told that we had a good system. It was resilient. We got rid of the Trump threat, and everything was going. And then in August, his polls crashed. So that's what is precipitating this need for it. And it's part of a larger landscape where we're going to pack the court. We're going to get rid of the Electoral College. We're going to bring in 2 states. And we're going to get rid of the 9-person, 150-year-old Supreme Court because they have no confidence in the people. When they say democracy is broken in 2022 or 24, they mean it doesn't work for us. And it's broken because we're not in power maybe in 2 years. But I think it's unconstitutional. Section 1 of the Constitution, Article 1, Section 4, I should say, it says the states have the primary responsibility, that the federal government, as it pleases, can intervene, 18-year-old vote, women's suffrage. But if the states did not have the primary responsibility to set rules, they wouldn't be in the Constitution, and the courts have decided that. So what they want to do is turn over Wyoming or Utah or Indiana's voting laws to some unelected people in the DOJ, and we've seen what type of people have been confirmed lately. And then they're going to come in and say, you can't stop third-party vote harvesting. We need more mail-in ballots. All the things they felt were pretty good in the last election, and their main focus and obsession is voter ID. And so it's a pseudo answer. Pseudo solution in search of a pseudo problem, because in 2012, Barack Obama, remember, had a higher margin of African Americans turned out in greater numbers to vote for Barack Obama, primarily 96%, than did white voters. 2020, more people voted than ever. So the idea that you're suppressing the vote is a manipulation of language. And when they mean suppressing the vote, they're meaning, well, before you couldn't have 800,000 illegal aliens vote in New York municipal elections. Now you can. As Nancy Pelosi and others have said, 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds should vote, and ex-felons should vote. So that's what they're trying to do, is enlarge the electorate because they feel that it doesn't serve their electoral needs. And they're going to need to get the filibuster eliminated or this thing won't pass. So it's part of that larger package. You know what, finally, Tucker, we're talking about January 6th. These guys are stone cold revolutionaries. They're Jacobins. They know what they're doing. They're 10 times more dangerous than that clownish group that went into the Capitol on January 6th. And they're even more dangerous than the 120-day riot of continuous rioters who burned and looted and killed 30 people and injured 2,000 cops that we don't talk about in summer of 2020. These are serious people that do not believe in the Constitution or the customs and traditions of the last century, and they want to change the system to guarantee the results that otherwise they cannot achieve by the people.
So nicely put. I listen to you talk and I think he must be reading that, but I know that you're not. So I'm doubly impressed. Thank you for that explanation. Victor Davis Hanson, good to see you.
Thank you.